Hello and thanks for joining us on this Thursday. I'm Mackailyn Johnson. Now at noon, we're learning more about the timeline of the Uvalde shooting that took the lives of 19 students and 2 teachers, what authorities know now. And despite the high cost, millions of Americans are hitting the highways and the airways for a record-breaking summer travel season. Just ahead, we share some tips to get the best savings on your trip. Plus, after 19 amazing seasons, Ellen will host her final show today, and we have all the details you don't want to miss. But before we get to the news making headlines today, we're joined with meteorologist Nathan Scott. Nathan, I feel like the beginning of the week was just really muggy, but that's kind of going to be a change going into the rest of it.
Mackailyn, it feels refreshing out there right now. It does not feel like late May. And 1 minute we're sunny, 30 minutes later we are socked in with clouds. And it's all because of an upper level low pinwheeling itself right through Arkansas. And with that upper level low, we've got the clouds developing primarily from Little Rock and off to the north, holding the numbers down into the 50s right now in Clinton. It's 64 in Conway. Meanwhile, folks down to the south, you're seeing lots of sun and the temperatures warming up into the 70s. Now, those clouds are producing a little bit of shower activity. If you're watching us in Van Buren County, Cleburne County, Conway County, even northern parts of Faulkner County, you've got a little bit of light rain headed in your direction. Won't amount to much at all, but it will give you a quick soaking if you're going to be out and about. Also, on the breezy side, look at these winds kicking in from the west, about 15 to as high as 20 miles per hour in Hot Springs. So with the clouds around, temperatures today are going to struggle, maybe not even reaching 70 degrees in Russellville, Clinton, or Searcy. Everybody else, Little Rock down to the south, we'll see a little more sun, and temperatures should be able to warm well into the 70s. You could get close to 80 getting into Camden and El Dorado. And our weather's going to continue to improve. This upper level low, it's going to be moving out tonight. Sunshine returns on your Friday, and the temperatures will be warming up going into Memorial Day weekend. I'll have those numbers coming up.
Thank you, Nathan. A cloud of grief hangs over the community of Uvalde, Texas, while families try to make sense of the mass shooting of children. Danya Backus is in Uvalde with the latest.
Most gracious.
The Uvalde community gathered for a vigil full of pain and prayer. Governor Greg Abbott embraced a grieving police officer as new questions arise about the response to one of the deadliest school shootings in U.S. history.
Obviously, this is a situation we failed in the sense that we didn't prevent this mass attack. But I can tell you those officers that arrived on the scene and put their lives in danger, they saved other kids.
The public safety director says the 18-year-old shooter was inside Robb Elementary School for 40 minutes to an hour before a tactical team broke into the classroom and killed him. He had murdered 19 children and 2 teachers. He sent messages about his plan over Facebook before shooting his grandmother, taking her truck and barging into the school.
He went down a hallway, turned right, then turned left, and there was 2 classrooms that were adjoining. And that's where the carnage began.
Here at Robb Elementary School, there are crosses for each of the victims. Today was supposed to be the last day of school before the start of the summer vacation. Instead, the community is mourning. Jacinto Casares lost his 10-year-old daughter, Jacqueline, a little girl he says was full of love and life.
She would do anything for anybody. And to me, she's a firecracker, man. It comforts me a little bit to think that she'd be the one to help her friends in need.
He also questioned why an 18-year-old would be allowed to buy an AR-15 style assault rifle. A question President Biden is asking Congress to answer as well. The president says he'll visit this community in the coming days, hoping to bring whatever comfort he can. Danya Backus, CBS News, Uvalde, Texas.
Now, as the pain continues from the devastating shooting out of Uvalde, Texas Tuesday, many Arkansas parents have questions about their own kids' safety when they go to school. We took those questions to local school districts, some here in central Arkansas, announcing they are increasing security for the remainder of the school year. We talked to leaders at 2 of the biggest districts in Arkansas. Pulaski County Special School District Superintendent Dr. Charles McNulty says they have added extra security to protect their staff and students, saying they know they have to be prepared. prepared. That preparedness for PCSSD includes locked doors at all times, surveillance systems around the campuses, and situational awareness training for school resource officers. The district security facilitator, William L. Amin, takes lead on a lot of the active shooter drills that happen throughout the year. Training and drills that he says there's never enough of, but they are increasing.
We all understand that in today's society, this is a must. You know, 30 years ago, we didn't have to worry about a lot of school shootings, but today it's part of our norm. And so as a district, we have to be prepared.
Little Rock School District Superintendent Mike Poore says the scary reality is that it can happen anywhere, whether that be a private, charter, or public school. Poore also tells us Little Rock School District uses similar protocols as PCSSD and will also move in extra security on a moment's notice if there is a threat. And demonstrators rallied outside of the U.S. Capitol demanding new gun safety legislation in the wake of the Uvalde Elementary School massacre. Skylar Henry has more details from Capitol Hill.
Victims of gun violence and gun safety supporters gathered outside the U.S. Capitol demanding change.
They have enabled this. They are enabling gun violence with their inaction.
Senator Chris Murphy has been pushing for gun safety laws for the past decade, since the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting in his state.
Today we will be engaged in bipartisan conversations to try to find a path forward to make our streets safer, to make our schools safer.
Hundreds of people are here calling on lawmakers to pass meaningful gun control legislation. Earlier today, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said that he'll allow his Senate Democratic colleagues more time to try to come up with some measure that will gain bipartisan support, meaning a vote wouldn't happen until after the Memorial Day recess.
Our hope, even amidst our deep skepticism, is that during this week, Democrats and Republicans at long last will come to agree on something meaningful.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz went to Uvalde to attend the public vigil, and he slammed Democrats for politicizing the shooting.
I don't think there's anything worse on planet Earth than a monster who hurts little kids. But I'm also going to talk about the evil of the politicians who see a crime like this and immediately think this is an opportunity.
Cruz says he will still attend the NRA convention in Houston Friday, despite calls for the organization to move this year's event out of Texas.
What Democrats in the press try to do in the wake of every mass shooting is they try to demonize law-abiding gun owners.
The NRA said it would use its convention to pray for the victims and committed to making schools secure. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Now, the same group that organized the 2018 March on Washington in the wake of the Parkland shooting is planning another march in D.C. scheduled for June 11th. Now, in other news, a huge shipment of much-needed baby formula arrived at a Nestle distribution center in Pennsylvania overnight. It's being shipped across the country to help ease the ongoing shortage. And this morning, the defense team for Josh Duggar is already planning to appeal the child porn sentence handed down yesterday. A judge sentenced the former reality TV star to 12.5 years in federal prison. Researchers in the UK are investigating a potential treatment for monkeypox. Riley Carlson reports.
Researchers analyzed data from 7 monkeypox cases in the UK between 2018 and 2021 and found one patient responded to an antiviral pill that treats smallpox. What does that antiviral appear to do?
It appears to stop the monkeypox virus exiting human cells. So the virus infects a human cell, but then it can't get back out of the cell and can't infect more cells. It can't spread further through the body.
The antiviral medication, called tecovirimat, appeared to shorten symptoms and the patient's contagious period.
In the one patient we treated with tecovirimat, that viral load went down really fast, faster than in other patients.
People infected with monkeypox usually get fevers, headaches, aches and pains, fatigue, and swollen lymph nodes, and a rash that lasts 2 to 4 weeks.
It's an unpleasant illness, it's an uncomfortable rash, it's quite a stigmatizing illness, and we have drugs that are available in tablet form and appear to be safe. If we can confirm that, I'd like to treat everyone.
Scientists caution their study only reviewed a small number of cases, but hope their findings will prompt further research into using antivirals as a treatment for monkeypox. Riley Carlson, CBS News, London.
Now, while monkeypox is rare and difficult to pass from person to person, more than 200 cases have been detected in at least 19 countries, including the United States, since the beginning of May. And happening today, we'll learn about new efforts to prevent suicide among military service members, veterans, and their families. Today, the Governor's Challenge will unveil 3 key strategies designed to help. It's a statewide collaboration between the VA, Health and Human Services Department, and the private sector. The Governor's Challenge launched in the spring of last year. Now, also today, a ceremony to welcome a key piece of Arkansas military history back to the state. The Arkansas National Guard Museum at Camp Robinson will unveil the 206th Coast Artillery's colors. The 206th was an Arkansas National Guard unit that was attacked by the Japanese during World War II. The flag that flew during the attack has been preserved and will be unveiled today. The restoration effort cost $19,000.